Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ajit. Hope you are doing well. So in the previous video, we built the onboarding and the splash screen of our application. Okay, let's see. This one, okay. So we will fix this store does not have a valid reducer because the store we have provided an empty object. Okay, we will add a auth reducer in this video for the onboarding screen. Okay, the onboarding screen we will display on the first time of the application load, then on the second time when the user opening that, or once it skipped, or once it done, then it will be disabled. Okay, so we will do that work. We will put a variable to the state, that is the onboarding status is true. Okay, first time it will be true, then if it is true then it will be displayed, else the splash screen will be displayed. Okay, so then when we click the skip or done button, then it will be updated to false. Okay, so the next time when we will open our application, then the onboarding screen will not displayed. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to my project folder. Okay, now I'm closing all the things here and closing the terminal, then collapse all folder. So we will first create a constant. Okay, there we will write a constant update onboarding status. Okay, so I'm moving to the constants folder of Redux. Okay, so we will now go to the source directory, then inside the Redux, then we will create one more folder here, that is the constants. Okay, the role of constants in Redux is, generally these constants are used to identify the action types. Okay, like when we will dispatch a action, then there will be a type checking. Okay, like now we will create update onboarding status constant. Okay, so this will be checked, and inside the actions then the operation will be performed. In reducer also the type will be checked, and then according to the type, then the data will be added to the state. Okay, so now I am creating one index file here. Okay, index.js. Then here I am exporting one constant variable, that is constant update onboarding status. Okay, and we will put the same thing as its value. Okay, fine. So we have created the constant, then we will create the action. Okay, so for the action we will name it as auth actions. Okay, in this action file, okay, we will do lots of things like to update the user login status. Okay, now we will do the onboarding status. Okay, we will update by using this action. So first we will import the update onboarding status constants. Okay, fine. Then we will export one action here, one method. Okay, export constant update onboarding. Okay, then it will take a parameter that is status. Okay, that will turn it off. So here we are passing one status. Okay, that will be take the boolean value. Okay, like the true false, and that will update to the state. Okay, so now inside this function we will return, then here we will return one type. Okay, that will go to the reducer and check what will be do. Okay, so here you can see that this is taking the type parameter. Okay, that will go to the reducer and check the reducer type there, and according to the type, and that will do the operation. Okay, so and here also we will send the status. Okay, so inside the reducer we will create one reducer, that will the auth reducer. Okay, there we will update the status that is sending from the action, and there we will update in the state by using the reducer. We will update this status that we are sending to the reducer to the state. Okay, that will the onboarding status will be updated to true or false according to the status value. Okay, and this means like that. Okay, you may know So by writing on status, that means it is taking the parameter as status with value that is coming from the status. Okay, fine. So let's create the auth reducer file here, auth reducer.js. Okay, so here we will put all the authentication related reducers. Okay, and here also we will import the onboarding status. Okay, from constants. Okay, then we will import the update onboarding status. Okay, fine. So in each reducers there will be one initial state. Okay, in the initial state there will be one initial value, then we will update that to the required value. Okay, so here I will take one initial state. Okay, inside that we will write is onboarding disabled. Okay, disabled. So first time we will check is onboarding disabled. So the initial value of is onboarding disabled will be true. The first time it will be true. Okay. Then when we'll call this action, then it will come to here and it will update to false, that will send through the action. Okay. Then we will take one function that is auth reducer that we will export and will use in the index.js of reducers. Okay, the main file of reducer. Then we will put in the root reducer is equal to, we have the state of initial state. Okay, state. So the initial state is assigned to state, then one action. Okay, fine. So one state is here that is coming from the initial state that is assigning to state. Then one action will come that is coming from the auth actions. Okay, in that action we have the data. Okay, like we can here take the status from action. Okay, that you can see here we are passing the status. Okay, that we will update throughout our UI. Okay, we will call the update onboarding letter. Then here the status coming throughout the action. Then here we will check the type. Okay, the switch function will take one type parameter. Okay, we will check in each case is that the update onboarding status. If the type will be dispatched update onboarding status, then we will do some operations. Okay, so the first case will be update onboarding status. Okay, if it is onboarding status, then we will return the state. Okay, all state. Then with combining is onboarding disabled of value status. Okay, so we will update that to false later. Okay, whenever it will be true we will display the onboarding screen, then after we will display the splash screen. Fine. So here then there will be one default case. Okay, where we will return the state. Fine. So here we are checking the type. Okay, if the type will update onboarding status, then we are returning the state and we are updating the state as status that will come from the action. Okay, here you can see. So let me show you. Here you can see that there is an action. Okay, that we did. We send and type and one payload, that is in our case the status is the payload. Then inside the reducer we checked that is it add to cart, or in our case is it update onboarding status. Then we are sending the previous state and the updated state. Okay, fine. Then in the store the initial state is that, then it will come to there and it is stored. Okay, so this will happen when we are updating some state. Okay, we will dispatch the action in the UI, like whenever we are clicking something or we are fetching something on the starting of our applications. Okay, on the starting of our component. Okay, then it will dispatch the action, then the reducer will handle the state things and it will store the data. Okay, fine. So let's get back to our code. So the reducer is completed. Then we will export the reducer here as export default auth reducer. Okay, fine. Then we will go to the index.js, and inside the persist combine store, okay, we will combine the auth reducer. Okay, we will give a short state name, that is state. Okay, by using the short state name auth, we will access the state data. Okay, we will here put auth reducer. Okay, that is automatically imported, you can see. Then the auth reducer will be combined to the reducer, and the initial data that are present in the auth reducer will be updated to the store. Okay, fine. So we have added the auth reducer. So now it's time to dispatch the action in our UI. So we will go to the index.js of onboarding. Okay, here we will dispatch the auth action, that is the update onboarding status. Okay, we will call here and will update the status to false. Okay, fine. So to access the state, we will use one connect method. So now we will wrap this onboarding component to a higher order component, that is connect. Okay, connect will connect to the redux. Okay, I will choose this one, types react redux. Okay, I will select this, and you can see in the top the react redux is imported. So by using the connect method, we will generally access two things. One is map dispatch to props. Okay, the actions will be dispatched and transferred to the props. Okay, so now, okay, so we have wrapped the onboarding function component with connect method. Inside the connect, we will pass two functions, like one is the constant map state to props. Okay, we will access the state as props. Okay, you can see here, and here we will return. So we will return one property here, one state value to the props, that is in the auth reducer, this one. Okay, is onboarding disabled. This is in the state. Okay, is onboarding disabled. Okay, I am copying this. Okay, then here I will paste and I will select the state. Okay, then state.auth dot this one. Okay, generally we attached in a variable, that is onboarding disabled. So there is a state, in that state auth state is present, then inside that is onboarding disabled. Okay, so here we have named the auth reducer as auth. Okay, we will access all the things inside the auth reducer by using the auth state. Okay, here you can see state.auth is onboarding disabled. Okay, fine. So now we will access this is onboarding disabled as props. Okay, we will receive that as props. So one more function, that is constant map dispatch to props. Okay, so here we will access the dispatch thing. Okay, like to dispatch the action, we will dispatch from here. Okay, we will dispatch the action method here to props. Okay, then we will call the method, then it will be updated. Okay, so now I am writing update onboarding. Okay, we will assign, and it's taking parameter status. Okay, then we will dispatch here the update onboarding action here. Then we need to import the auth action. Okay, so inside the auth action, there we have taken one packagation, that is action. We will access by using this. Then here we will import. Okay, import everything as auth action. Okay, auth action from at action slash auth actions. Okay, fine. Inside the action we have one file, that is the auth action.js. Okay, we have access to that. Then inside the dispatch, that is the map dispatch to props, here will be dispatch. Okay, so all the action will be dispatched here. Then we will receive this dispatch functions as update onboarding. Okay, then we will dispatch, then we'll receive this method in the props. Okay, then we will call that, then automatically it will be dispatched and all the behind things will be happen. Okay, like it will go to the reducer and update the state. Okay, fine. So here I am writing auth actions. Okay, dot inside the auth action we have the function that is update onboarding. Okay, we will add that and it will take the parameter as status. Okay, this one we will send the status. So all the things we have completed, then now we will pass them inside the connect method. So first we will pass map state to props. Okay, the second will pass map dispatch to props. Okay, so now let's console the props. Okay, let's see what we are getting. So here we are returning. Okay, so here we don't need to return. Okay, so now I am going up and I will console the props. Okay, so I will take props from here, this means all the props. Okay, then I will console here. Okay, then I will console here the props. Okay, fine, then we will see what are the props is coming. So now let's rerun the application. Okay, let me close the Metro server that is already running. So then we will run again the project, make sure that you have saved all the things. Then now I am running the project. Okay, we will get the is onboarding disable status. Okay, and all the states inside the auth reducer, and all the states also we will get from the props. So now application is installing, it is installed. So let me on the terminal here. Here is our Metro server, and here you can see that we have an error that is can't find variable type. Okay, I think I have messed up in the auth reducer. Okay, let's see the type. Okay, we have to take the type from the action. Okay, like we have taking the status and here we are sending the type. Okay, this one, and now you can see that my project is running. Then this one is showing must return a plain object. Okay, fine, instead of undefined. So here we need to wrap these all things inside a function like. Okay, fine, so we have wrapped inside this, then need to remove that. All the methods, all the actions will be like in the object, like the next will be like this. Okay, so if we need the next action we can write here. Okay, fine, so let's see what our application is printed. Okay, so our application is run, you can see, and you can see that is onboarding disable is true. Okay, fine, so is onboarding is true and the some navigation is coming from the props. Okay, so the state, so the variable is onboarding disable, so it is mapped to props. So now we can easily access that. Also here the method is here. Okay, here is the method and here is the state variable. Okay, we can easily call and update the state now. Okay, so now we can get the things inside the props. Okay, so before accessing the props data, let us do some validation with the props. Okay, so it is best option to validate the props types that is coming. Okay, so you can see that I have imported props type from props type. Okay, that is presented in the React Native. You don't need any packages. Okay, so then below here I will validate the types. Okay, like the onboarding dot props types. Okay, is equal to, here we will add first this one, we will validate this one first, then props type dot, this one is one boolean value, so I am giving bool is required. Okay, then this is the function, so we need to validate it as function. So here I am giving props type dot function, okay, dot is required. Fine. So here we have some type mistakes. Here need to type prop types. Okay, fine. So now we will destructure the props data, okay, here from constant update onboarding, okay, from props. Fine. Actually we don't need this one, okay. To show you I just did that. We will use this inside the auth stack, okay. There we will check if it's true, we will display the onboarding, else we will display the splash screen. Fine. So here I have access the props, this one, update onboarding, then it is taking parameter as status. We will then inside the on and reach I will call this function and send the status to false. Okay, fine. So here the status will be updated to false and the all the things behind things will be happen. It will call here, then it will go to here, then it will dispatch the function update onboarding, then it will go to here, then it will take the type and the status and will go to the auth reducer and the auth reducer will attach it to the state. Okay, finally we are done. Then we will go to the auth stack and check there. So I am copying this map state to props and will go to the auth stack and I will paste it here, and also I will wrap connect here, okay, and here I will add map state to props, okay, and here we'll do some validation things. Okay, fine. Then here I will validate prop types is equal to each onboarding disabled, and here I will put prop type dot bool dot is required. Okay, the type is coming boolean. Fine. So now we will access this via the props. So here I am taking props. So now I will console it here, give onboarding status, okay. Then we will see what is coming here, the onboarding status. Fine. So let's open our application. Our application is running and you can see onboarding status coming true. Okay, once I will hit that to done or skip, then it will be become false. So let's done it. Okay, you can see that our onboarding status is become false. So now it's time to check inside the auth stack. If it is true, then we'll come to the onboarding screen, else we'll go to the splash screen. Okay, fine. So actually we have some semantic issue, okay, like in the auth reducer, instead of setting it to true, we will set it to false. Okay, is onboarding disabled. Okay, so first time the onboarding will be not disabled. Okay, when it will come to the onboarding and will update the state inside the on and reach, we will pass it to true. Okay, then after that the state will be updated. Then inside the auth stack, if it is disabled, we will display the splash route, else we will display the onboarding. Okay, fine. So let's rerun our application. So here I am closing the application. There is an issue. Okay, so the error is cannot find variable. So here I need to import the variable. So I will destructure the is onboarding from props. Okay, we are getting that from the props and I'm removing the console. Then again let's see what is happening. So let's turn that true. Okay, then let me close and again run the application. you can see the splash. Okay, so inside the splash screen we need to change something, so I'm going to splash screen. Okay, that we have navigated to onboarding, so we will navigate to tab. After the splash screen, then we will navigate to tab. So here it will be checked the first time the onboarding will become, then splash. Okay, so now you can see that the home is coming. Then let me close again and rerun. Okay, the splash will come, then after the home screen will become. Okay, fine. So now let me clear the data and we'll see what happens on the first time. Okay, so I am clearing the data here and it will be initialized as a new application. Okay, all the data has been cleared, the state has been cleared, and you can see that onboarding is coming on the first time. Then I can hit done here, then the login screen coming. Okay, so let's close that again, open the application. There should be the splash screen, then the home screen. Okay, yeah, fine. So now we will check something related to the light mode and the dark mode. Okay, inside the index.js we have navigator container. Okay, so here the navigation container have one property called theme. Okay, then inside the theme we will pass the theme properties like the dark theme and the light theme that we have created inside the constants. Here you can see. Okay, so now we will move these things. Okay, this light theme and the dark theme to here. Okay, after the theme we will my light theme. Okay, then we'll copy the dark theme properties here. Okay, do one more close here, and here I will write my dark theme. Okay, fine. Then I will remove these things. Okay, we need to put all the things inside the default. So this is the dark theme properties and this is the light theme properties. Okay, we will get them inside the default. Okay, so now let's put these color themes. Okay, inside the index.js. Okay, so you need to refactor like this inside the default. You have to put all the things like that we have did in the theme. Okay, in my light theme and my dark theme, all we will do like this. So now let's come to the index navigation. Okay, here we will import the constant, import constant from at constant. Okay, let's see the alias. Here is constants. Okay, one s is attached, so need to replace that. Fine. Then we will destructure the themes from constants. Okay, that is, let's take the first is the dark theme. Okay, we will put the dark theme first. Later we will update an action like we did in onboarding. We will do that for the theming purpose. Okay, there will be one variable is dark mode enable. If it is true, then we will display this theme, else we will display the light theme. Okay, for now we will check only for the dark theme. Let's see how the colors are looking like. So I click save, then you can see that all my screen is become black. So now let's close this and again start the application. We will do the splash screen. We will check the splash screen. You can now still it is white, so need to change. So now I am going to the splash screen and here in the main container. Okay, and here the React navigation provides one hooks. Okay, that is use theme. Okay, let's import that. Okay, so here I am writing theme is equal to use theme. We can access the themes that we put inside the index navigation. Okay, inside the navigation container we can access here the properties colors. You can see that the use theme is imported inside the React navigation native. Okay, so let's console the theme here and we'll see what the themes are coming. So I clicked save. So let's rerun the application and we'll see what the themes are coming. And you can see here the colors, so much things are coming here. Okay, and colors is coming and one is dark true. Okay, that is also coming, you can see here. So we will use these colors and the dark. Okay, we'll check according to that we will change the icon of the splash screen. Okay, you can see. Okay, so now let's change. So inside the splash screen, I will destructure the theme properties like constant, background, and one is the dark. Okay, that in case when we'll turn off the dark mode, then it will become dark true. Okay, so these will come from the theme. Okay, now it's time to set the background. Okay, we are using the extended style sheet, so it will be easy to check. Okay, you can see that in the background. Okay, the color is coming, it will become dark, and when it will be the light, then it will become the light, the white. Okay, so now let's send the background to the style sheet. So here I will send the background. Okay, then inside the style we will receive the background property here, and I will simply add background here. Okay, so from the index.js the background is sent to the style.js, and the style.js will automatically render. If it will be dark, then it will display the dark, and if it will be light, then it will display the light. Okay, so one more condition we need to do here. Okay, so here we need to check. Okay, if dark mode is enabled. Okay, if dark mode is enabled, we will display the light icon. Okay, let's see inside the assets. Okay, we have two icon, you can see one is dark, one is light. Okay, this is for the dark theme and this is for the light theme. Okay, fine. So I'm going here, so I'm pasting. If it is dark, then it will display this, and else we will change the icon to light. Okay, fine. Let's check the icons, that is one is splash icon dark and splash icon light. Fine. So let's run the application again. Now running the application, and you can see here the icon is coming. So I think we need to change this to light. Okay, let's check that, then we'll decide what to keep. Okay, and you can see now it is fine. So I will change this to dark. Okay, when the dark mode is disabled, then the light icon will display, and if the dark theme is enabled, then the dark icon will be displayed. Okay, fine. So we did something like the themes. Okay, so for the time being I will put the theme as light. Okay, and let's check again, and all the icons are become light, and here we'll check the splash screen, and you can see that is working fine. So from the next videos, when we will implement some screens, then we will check there the dark and light theme, and according to that we will pass the themes colors. Okay, so now it's time to end the video. So if you are liking this video, please hit the subscribe button. So in the next video we will do some backend things. Okay, and if you don't want to build the backend part, and you must deploy the backend to the Heroku server that we did in the second video. Okay, So in the next video we will start the backend development. Okay, so now let's meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.